Hi, you are watching the Times News. Finland has become the 31st member of the NATO Security Alliance, and its flag will soon fly over the alliance's headquarters. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Finland handed over the document of accession to the U.S. Secretary of State, who declared Finland a member. Finland's accession is a blow to Russia's Vladimir Putin, who has repeatedly complained about NATO expansion before his all-out invasion of Ukraine. Russia's border with NATO member states has now doubled in length. Finland shares a 1,340 kilometers eastern border with Russia and formally applied to join NATO with Sweden last May due to the Russia war. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov warned that Russia is watching closely what happens in Finland, calling NATO expansion a violation of our security and our national interests. Both Finland and Sweden had previously adopted a policy of non-alignment, but after the Ukraine invasion, they opted to protect NATO's Article 5, which says an attack on one member is an attack on all. In effect, this means that if Finland is invaded or invaded, all NATO members, including the US, will come to its aid. Russia's attack led to an increase in Finnish public opinion in favor of joining NATO to 80%. This will make Finland safer and NATO stronger, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg told reporters on Tuesday. President Putin's stated goal of attacking NATO was to make NATO less on its borders and more in Europe. He is doing just the opposite. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he was tempted to say that maybe that's the one thing we can thank Mr. Putin for. He said, because he's done something here again that he claims is to deter Russian aggression. Sweden's request has now stalled, with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan accusing Stockholm of embracing Kurdish militants and allowing them to stage street demonstrations. Hungary has not yet approved its accession to Sweden. The Kremlin said Russia was being forced to take strategic and tactical countermeasures to ensure its security, but pointed out that it had never been at odds with Helsinki in the way that Ukraine had become anti-Russian. Meanwhile, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said on Tuesday that Russia's short-range Iskander-M ballistic missile system has been handed over to Belarus and is capable of carrying nuclear and conventional weapons. He said that Belarusian warplanes are also capable of carrying nuclear weapons. Jens Stoltenberg said, NATO has yet to see any changes in Russia's nuclear posture that would require any change from the alliance. He added that no NATO troops would be deployed in Finland without the consent of the government in Helsinki. NATO will now have 7 members on the Baltic Sea, which will further isolate Russia's coastal access to St. Petersburg and its smaller territory of Kaliningrad. Mr. Peskov told that Russia would be closely monitoring how NATO used Finnish territory, in terms of basing weapons systems and infrastructure there that will be very close to our borders, which will potentially endanger us. So these are all the latest developments so far that I presented to you. If you like my news, so please subscribe to channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.